Donald Trump pardoned his favorite Democrat yesterday that surprised many. Representative Henry Cuellar of Texas and his wife were indicted last year on charges of money laundering and taking over $600,000 in bribes from an oil company in Azerbaijan and a bank in Mexico. In exchange for the bribes from the oil and gas company, the authorities said that Mr. Cuellar had promised to use his position as a lawmaker to influence US policy toward Azerbaijan. In accepting payments from the Mexican bank, he agreed to try to steer legislative activity and pressure US officials on issues beneficial to the bank, court documents said. Despite Mr. Cuellar's political affiliation, Mr. Trump has expressed public support for him, citing his willingness to speak out against Biden-era border policies. And it's not just immigration policy where Cuellar fell in line with Trump. He also voted to defund Planned Parenthood. He voted for a national abortion ban and to limit abortion access. During the first 2 years of Trump's first term, Cuellar voted with Trump 69% of the time. And while trying to convince Trump to pardon their parents, the Cuellar's daughters leaned into their father's support for Trump's policies. Last month, the Cuellar's two daughters wrote a letter asking Mr. Trump to dismiss the case against them or pardon them. In the letter, which Mr. Trump appended to his message about the pardon, Christine and Catherine Cuellar wrote that their father believed he had acted legally. They also suggested that his immigration stance might have led to his prosecution. He has never been afraid to speak his mind, especially when it comes to protecting the people of South Texas and securing the border from the policies of the previous administration, they wrote. Cuellar announced yesterday that he will be running for re-election as a Democrat. But this is just the latest in a long line of members of Congress, past or present, that Trump has pardoned. Reporter Jamie Dupree compiled them here. You have Chris Collins, Duncan Hunter, Steve Stockman, Rick Renzi, Robin Hayes, Mark Silgender, Duke Cunningham, Michael Grimm, John Rowland, George Santos, and Rod Blagojevich, which makes you wonder, Brett, is there a crime that any member of Congress could commit where they would face repercussions? What do you think?
This is just like so much of this is so perfect. And I also feel crazy because you basically say this is the kind of stuff I foresee Donald Trump doing. And it's crazy because Donald Trump was supposedly voted in by a bunch of people who are trying to get all the corruption out of Washington. Trump has an agenda, and his agenda is to vilify anybody who is an immigrant, blame them for the affordability crisis in America, and then basically try to win a messaging war based on that, and then to drive wedges between people. And Henry Cuellar has shown that he has like some instincts to side with Trump because he lives in a border region and people do not like the immigration stuff. Those are really the only people I will listen to about immigration problems, is people that are actually affected by it, as opposed to folks who just watch Fox News and say like, oh, I guess I should be upset. But like, Cuellar was indicted for corruption charges for receiving money in trying to advocate for another country, Azerbaijan. That's not a border state for us. And that is utter corruption. And rather than let that all play out, Donald Trump's like, yeah. And then Cuellar also just has like hot daughters, by the way. So he's like, make the daughters do something. Like, he's freaking out. So he's like, throw my hot daughters at Donald Trump's lap. It's insane. And Trump's like, yeah, sure, why not? But the coolest thing that Henry Cuellar can do after this, if the most Trump-like thing he can do, is never vote with Trump again. Because that's what Trump would do. Do you think Trump's gonna be nice to you in the future if you're not nice back to him? No. That's it. Now if you walk around Henry Cuellar feel like you owe Trump one, you got another thing coming, because he doesn't care about you. He's just trying to use you for political points.
Yeah. Well, I think I also can't look past how Democrats like Nancy Pelosi and Steny Hoyer helped defend Cuellar in the 2010s. He faced a primary challenge twice against Justice Democrat Jessica Cisneros, who was on this network many times throughout the course of both of those campaigns. And in both of them, they were close, tight primaries. I mean, Pelosi flew down there herself, as did Hoyer, to knock doors, to speak at rallies, to fundraise for Cuellar. And this was while he was voting with Trump. This was during the first 2 years of Trump's term, while he was voting with Trump nearly 70% of the time. And just simply because she was an outsider and they wanted to protect against primary challenges, and especially because she was a progressive and a Justice Democrat, the top leadership in the Democratic Party went to that district to defend this guy. And he has still since supported Trump on many different things. I think his share of votes with Trump has gone down a little bit. But look, he's trashing the Biden administration on immigration because it fits into the rights worldview. He was an obstacle on Build Back Better, key components of the Biden administration's legislative agenda during his term. No, they would rather have him in there than a progressive. He probably would support all of the things you want, but they don't want to empower the progressive wing on the party. So this is also a mess of their own creation. This guy's corrupt. He's allegedly taking bribes. He's currying favor with Trump. Trump will want something in exchange for this. If it's a key vote coming down, they've got a slim majority in the House. If there's a key vote, he's got leverage over Cuellar. So we will see. We'll see how that goes. But it's just absolutely shameful all the way around.